Back at you now. So Izov played a pretty important role throughout the season for us because we wanted to focus on that. We did our pre-game routines and warm-up to try and get our eyes off to optimal performance levels for each of us. And then after each match, we had a group meeting to see what our eyes off, and we discussed what our eyes off levels were, and if they weren't at an optimal level, what we could do to get them back to an optimal level for the upcoming rounds, or like just what we could have done better, or how we need to regulate for the next time, or if we did something good, how can we continue that progress. And during the season, we tended to have really good eyes off when we were going against some of the teams like Yes We Can and Rad. At least for me, I felt like a challenge, but it wasn't over challenging for me, so I was in my optimal zone. But then when we went against the Young Guns, for example, who were our prime competitors, I felt a lot higher of an eyes off, and so I was out of my optimal zone, so it was harder for me to regulate myself when we went against them. And you could see that also in the tournament, because we already knew that they were our prime competitors, and then everybody else watching added more anxiety and stress to that, so it was really hard for me to regulate. And I think that was the same for the rest of our team. But this was something that really helped us with our group cohesion, and I think we did well in the tournament because we were trying to regulate our eyes offs and trying to keep ourselves in our optimal performing zones. Didn't completely work out. Sometimes it was hard with all of the background noise and all of the other things that were going on, and going against our prime competitors first time and then a second time made it rather difficult. But I think it helped us come together. We had high social group cohesion. We all got along really well, and we worked really well, I think, on our tasks and keeping our roles in line. Even though when we got out of our eyes offs, I noticed that our roles and our norms tended to be a little skewed because we weren't able to think about those and regulate ourselves. But overall, I think we did really good, and we had a really good experience with this and learned a lot about ourselves. Thanks for coming, and thanks for watching. Again, coming to you live from Boston over here. All right, have a good day, guys.